Good morning, Year 6, and welcome to our English lesson for today, Wednesday the 4th of November. Just like yesterday, the first thing I want you to do is your reading activity. Today, it's a real-life account of a child from their evacuation journey, told as a true story. Today, the questions focus more on our interpret skill for reading. So, not necessarily things that are written there in the text, but reading between the lines a little bit, looking for clues, and being a bit of a detective to work things out. So pause the video, grab that reading activity and have a go at those three questions. Okay, next. Now we're going to move on to our writing. Yesterday you did some plans for your evacuee letter and I was really pleased with the ones that you sent to me. Loads and loads of different ideas. Some of you are going to experience a nice evacuation. Some people's ideas, your experiences weren't going to be quite as nice. So it's going to be really interesting to see the differences you all come up with. Today I want to focus on writing your little introduction to your letter and then the paragraph about your train journey. Just the bits that I put a red box around there, as well as including your feelings and emotions too. In terms of our skill, what I want you to try and show in your writing is what we call parenthesis. This is where we use a pair of commas, dashes or brackets to insert an additional piece of information into a sentence. Now the key bit is that the sentence should still make sense if we were to take that piece of extra information out. Here's an example. I am writing from my new home to let you know I have arrived safely. Now you'll notice the bit I've put in blue, this is what we call our parenthesis. This is our additional information, and you'll notice a comma before and a comma after. Now, if I was to read the sentence and miss out the blue part that I'd added in, it should still make sense. I am writing to let you know I have arrived safely. Do you see how that works? So this part is what we call our parenthesis, our extra bit of information in the sentence between a pair of commas. We can do exactly the same by using a pair of dashes, like so, or using brackets has the same effect, as long as our sentence still makes sense without the extra part that we've added. Okay? Here I've got a sentence. I heaved my suitcase onto the train station platform. Pause the video, have a go at adding your own bit of extra information to this sentence. It could be an extra bit of information there about the suitcase. It could possibly be about the station. Something else that you could add into that sentence. Once you've had a go, read the sentence with your information in. Read the sentence without the information in. It should make sense both ways. Have a go. What we're going to do now then is we're going to move on to use our plan to write the first part of our evacuee letter. I just want to recap how we lay out a letter. We always put in a letter the sender's address, so that's your address, in the top right hand corner of the letter, followed by the date that you were writing the letter. This is so the person reading the letter knows where it's come from and when it was written. Obviously, I don't want you to put your real home address in your letter because we're going to imagine that you've been evacuated. So you could make up an address of the place you've been evacuated to. If not, you could use one of my three examples there at the bottom. I've given you an idea of an address that you could use. And remember that your date should be 1939. Then we add a greeting. So, dear whoever we're writing to. In this case, it's going to be probably your parents back at home from where you've been evacuated from, or maybe another family member. We then have a short introduction where we normally say why we're writing. Then we move on to our detailed paragraphs. This is where we're going to write about our train journey, followed by our experience of arriving and being picked. Then our experience of our new home and our new family, before a conclusion and a sign off at the end. Here's a little example then. What I've done is I've put my examples of parenthesis in blue so you can see where I've used them. This example, this model, is to give you a bit of a flavour of the kind of thing that you could do. Obviously, I don't want you to copy it word for word, but by all means, what we say is we always take good ideas and things that we like and adapt them for our own writing. I've tried to write in the style that a 1939 child might have written. So, dearest mother, what a traumatic week I have had. but I hope my letter finds you well. Ever since departing, I have been longing to write and let you know that I have arrived, safe and well, at my new home in the countryside. So a short introduction, says why they're writing, lets the parents know that they've arrived where you're going to be for your evacuation. Then move on to writing about your train journey. You'll be pleased to hear that, after the train had departed and we had waved our goodbyes, I managed to hold back the tears. Just. Despite being a bag of nerves, the train journey actually turned out to be a lot of fun. Mrs. Applewick, the teacher accompanying us, was very kind and kept on checking how we were. She gave us toffees and reassured us that we weren't too far away. Along with all the other children, and the adults too, we sang jolly songs for the rest of the journey. It was wonderful. So this is the kind of thing I'm looking for. Try and see if you can use 2 or 3 examples of our parenthesis skill within your introduction and your paragraph about your journey. If you want to send me the example of what you've done so far for this first part, you can, but then I also don't mind if you want to wait until your letter's finished tomorrow before you send me your final one. Have a go. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you come up with. Bye.